Listen to this. You clearly lack the competence to craft an engaging tale. The characters are flat, the tone is dead, and any time the narrative gets in a lull, you poorly try to lampshade it with a gratuitous sex scene. You've got a long way to go before any respectable publishing house even considers something written by Finally Abrams. That's right, that's a letter I just got back from a publisher's in Edinburgh. The most confusing thing is, the manuscript I sent them was undoubtedly my magnum opus. When I received that letter, I was nothing short of dispirited. I needed some fucking air, and maybe some kind of short crust tart like a quiche Lorraine. So, decided to pop to the bakery and walk to B&Q to catch Geraldine on a fag break. I'd probably be a nihilist if not for Geraldine and savoury pastries. The quiche quelled some of my rage, but I was still despondent until I turned the corner and saw Geraldine sucking down her ciggy smoke like a lavish smog extractor. I had to catch myself before she saw me gawping. My mouth was agape and I was really eyeing her up and down like she was a Swizzles drumstick lolly with a set of supple breasts. It was a balmy day, so she was more scantily clad than usual. I don't like to objectify women, especially intelligent and intellectually stimulated women such as Geraldine, but in the midst of a personal identity crisis, I have to admit I was looking at her salaciously, sort of like a hyena would be in a carvery.
"Oh, finally, it's you with the quiche. I could smell it from 100 yards away. Smells fucking mint."
"Oh, hello, Geraldine. Aye, it is me with the quiche."
"What the fuck am I witnessing? It is a scientific fact that one cannot be glum when chowing down on a quiche Lorraine or similar savoury good."
"Guess I'm just different."
"Oh, my poor little fucker. What's the matter? Why are you so sad? Your mood's sullying the taste of this delicious ciggy."
You work for hours and hours and hours, trying to become a brilliant writer, and just when you think you've finally cracked it, your world caves in and you're trapped under the rubble of what was once your dreams.
"Oh, bestie, what the fuck? That's fucking depressing. But that's what life's about. Reminds me of my first fiancé.
I never knew you were engaged."
"Yeah, I wasn't always a manizer. That's a womanizer, but for men. This old fiancé worked at the Argos, had a wonderful charm, and he was driven just like you. He was an aspiring cream pier. He wanted to cream pie more triumphantly than any such comer before him. He'd hide away in the shed, or under a towel, or in the Prayer-Monge bathroom, or the basement, for, like you said, hours and hours and hours, filling anything he could with his sperm loads. He'd be depositing and redepositing, again and again and again. Went on for years. He put in his 10,000 hours. He'd fill up condoms, cuddly toys, tuna crunch baguettes, empty cream soda cans, croissants, wallets, Kit Kat chunky wrappers, Pringle tubes, cargo short pockets, beanies, Kilmer jars, plant pots, Christmas crackers, you name it, he inseminated it."
"Really? What about like paper cups or a trilby?"
"Are you deaf? Of course. He came in paper cups, in a trilby, in a fedora, in a match attacks package, in a glove compartment, in a hollowed-out eclair. He shot his load in ashtrays, DVD trays, in DVD cases, in wigs, in keyholes, anywhere. He wanted to have the penile muscular control and spunk regeneration to be able to give the perfect amount of seed to any given crevice, never overfilling, always right to the fucking brim. When I said he wanted to deliver the perfect cream pie, that's what I meant, my little sailor. Yes, and finally, when the moment arrived and he'd studied enough and he laid me down on a picnic table in Ropner Park in Stockton-on-Tees, his dreams came crashing down."
"Oh no, what happened?"
Well, finally, there I was, legs akimbo, ready for action, the lips of me hungry twat pursed and open, ready to rock and roll. And look, we hadn't done it yet. We'd been engaged for 4 years, but never went penetrative, only manual or auto, if you catch me drift. I digress. Picture the scene.
Gladly.
This fella had laid pipe in any little hole he could, from A to Z, from ant hills to Ziploc bags, other than the holes inside other people. Permission to board granted, I grunted. He slipped his wet Johnson in me snatch. I wrapped around it like the paw of a bright pink spider monkey, and I said, "Fill her up, please, sunshine." And all that anticipation and build-up fucked him right over. His tip dribbled out what I could only describe as a speck of baby formula, and his cock deflated like a silkworm that had been milked to death.
Woof.
I wish I did. I wish I woofed with pleasure. But no, this twit made me sigh with depression. I popped out his todger, squeezed out the little dribble, and called off the wedding. Not because of his performance, mind, but because of his defeatist attitude. But that's the point. This fella gave up at the first hurdle, became a priest and started wearing tight chinos. But you aren't some limp dick like him. One day you'll go into a publishing house with a rock-hard story, and you'll bust a fat wad of literacy straight into the publisher's hungry ear cunt.
Thanks, Geraldine. I really needed that. Tell you what, do you want the rest of my quiche? It's still warm from where my hands have been sweating on it.
Oh, fuck off, that's magnanimous of you, you tasty little dickhead. I will take that off your sweaty hands. I love washing down a cigarette with a bit of quiche. Goes together like gaps in a drywall and polyfiller.
You could say that again. Well, I'm going to take my manuscript and figure out how to get it on the global platform.
What about posting it online?
Well, I appreciate the suggestion. I really do. I'm not a fan of that new media bollocks. If I write a book, I want it to be a book, not some Facebook, you know?
Ah, well, you should speak to my colleague's brother Ray. He's a bit of an anarchist, has a few punk zines he sends out, might give you some guerrilla modes of publication.
That's a lovely idea.
Yeah, I'll get you two in touch. Oh, my hands aren't sweaty enough and the quiche cooled. Any chance you can hold it for a few moments?
And I did. I held the quiche for 2.5 minutes as Geraldine gave me Ray's details. Turns out he lives just around the corner from my dad. Surprising too, because my dad's neighbourhood in Porkborough is pretty swanky. And if Ray is an anarchist, I can't imagine him living in that area. Ah well. I stopped by my dad's on my way, just to check he's all right and that.
What the fuck are you doing creeping around my front yard like a fucking scarecrow? You frightened the blue tits out of the bird bath, you munter.
Dad, I was just walking up the driveway to ring your bell and see if you're in. Maybe sneak in an episode of Pointless on catch-up.
You freaky little vole. Don't do that. I thought a repulsive spectre was haunting my rhododendrons. Could have had a heart attack. And like fuck am I watching Pointless with you. You wouldn't have the foggiest clue what's going on. Just flashing lights and words and shit. You're like a fucking lemming. You'd probably weep with confusion. Watching Pointless with you is like going to the cinema with a completely blind and deaf baby. What's the point?
Anyway, how are you? I've missed you.
Don't give me that. What do you want? Some cash?
No. Look, I was just popping by to say hello. Now I'll be on my way.
What are you doing in this area of town? Shouldn't you be at your bedsit? You don't even have your van with you.
Well, I took the bus.
Oh, you unsightly little bozo. I thought you couldn't stoop any lower than that shit child snatcher you drive around. But what are you doing in the area? Don't go trying to evade me inquiry, you eel.
I'm meeting a friend.
What's wrong with them? Why, they're your friend.
Oh, well, I've never actually met them.
Oh, shit. You little dweeb. Surely I don't have to tell you that just because the pop-up says horny cougars in your area doesn't make them real. I learnt that the hard way when I ended up Frenching that plumber. I mean, turns out he wasn't even the right person. I was completely stood up by the cougar and the plumber was just there. Wasn't even catfishing or meeting anyone. He was just fixing that service station bathroom sink. Good kisser though. Anyway, I'm coming with you.
Oh, Dad, that's fine. You don't need to come.
No, I need to protect you. I may not like you, but you are my son, and quite sadly, me only one.
Okay, well, get your things. This is a nice yard for an anarchist.
What are you, a fucking snail? I know this house.
Just ring the bell.
Hello. Hi, Keith, you fucking melon. Oh, Fasciolus, you short and pickle brine scented bitch. Need more compost?
Oh, no, hi, I'm finally Fasciolus' son. We were looking for Ray?
Ah, interesting. Yeah, he's the new lodger. Strange fucking bloke. He's in the attic. Go on up.
Oh, thanks. Didn't realise Ray was a lodger.
Yeah, thank you, Keith. Is your son still fuck ugly? Yeah, but I bought him a new mask. That's a good idea. Maybe that's a Christmas gift for my son. Yeah, I'll say.
Come on, Dad, up here.
In a bit, Keith. See you at the next community meeting. Like fuck. They said I couldn't vape anymore and asked to stop wearing that t-shirt that makes it look like I've got the torso of a busty woman in a bikini. Oh, Keith, I forgot you're a pervert. Oh, you know it.
Dad, check out all this shit on this guy's door.
What's that say? Ultra low emission zone?
No, it says alien free zone. And this one, no aliens welcome. And warning to any royals, lizard explosion gun inside. And look, vote for the destruction of Wolverhampton party. Dad, what you doing?
I was getting bored. What's the password? Let us in your room, you daft twat.
Look, mate, we don't know the password to come in, but we'd love to chat to you. I actually spoke to you on the phone earlier, finally, Abrams.
Oh no, you guys are welcome in. I meant the Wi-Fi password. I accidentally removed the connection on my laptop and have to pop the password back in manually. But yeah, come on in.
Thanks. Interesting bedroom door decorations, Ray.
Yeah, just some stickers I made. Have a seat on one of those floor cushions. I'd rather stand, thank you, mate. I'm not a fucking Labrador. What's that bullshit on your head? That's me wizard hat. Part of me branding. The Wizard of Truth. Anyhow, thanks for meeting me in person. I hate phone calls because you never know who's actually listening or who you're actually even talking to.
Yeah, I suppose you might not feel comfortable with a video call either, what with AI and that.
Oh yeah, didn't consider video calls. Could have just done a Zoom call actually. Anyway, you're here now. What is it I can do for you?
Yeah, so, well, I'm a bit of a writer, unpublished, but the publishing house bigwigs have been trying to silence and suppress my latest manuscript.
Oh, you don't have to tell me about the sovereigns of media suppressing manifestos. I've been there, oh yes.
Well, it's a manuscript, not a manifesto, but yeah, that's fab.
Yeah, that's why I took publishing into my own hands. What in the fucking arse is this strange thing on your desk? That's just a little project, a homemade bomb I've been working on. Oh yeah, I can see it now, nice. And what are these? Loose Tic Tacs. Don't mind if I do. Yup.
Anyway, Ray, what is it you publish?
A short weekly zine. I courier it myself, leaving it in public bathrooms and on bus seats.
Ah, and from what I'm told, you're a bit of an anti-establishment campaigner. I assume you hate landlords and shit.
Oh no, landlords are alright if they're not reptilian. Well, aren't they all a bit scaly? No, I'm more of a campaigner against government control over truth, like Brexit.
Yeah, that certainly was a shit show with the lack of proper info.
Yeah, I would not have voted Remain like I did if the whole truth was out there.
What do you mean?
Yeah, even I'm an old school unlikable fucking div, but I think with more facts out there, more people would have voted Remain, like me and my son did from the get-go. The old, ill-informed version of me wanted to remain a part of the European Union. Thank God there was a majority the other way. The no enlightened version of me knows the truth now. That mainland Europeans have an underground network of reservoirs full of aliens, extracting human energy, weakening us all, making us stupider, so one day they can strike. Right.
Yeah, see, when I was told you were like an anarchist, I thought that meant like stripping away a two-party system, abolishing police, starting again maybe with some sort of union-run anarcho-syndicalist society or some other similar type thing.
Anarchist? No, I'm a conspiracist. Oh, like flat earth and that. No, don't be daft. The earth is obviously round. It's the sun and moon that are flat. Anyway, you want me to put one of your stories in my booklet or not? It's fucking good exposure.
If you say it's good exposure.
Fabulous. It'll be great filler. I normally put short stories at the back of the booklet. Here's the mock-up draft for next week's issue. See where you might want to put your story. The content list is on the first page.
Okay, let's see here. Page 1. The king is a wolf in sheep's clothes, but literally he's a werewolf. Page 3. Film review of Inside Out 2. Page 4. Greengrocers are conduits of alien life. Page 5. Funny dog pictures. Page 6. Maybe seems like some free real estate for my story here. And lastly, another story. Oh, let's see. Page 8. Smurf fanfiction written by Carleen Shurack. What's she doing here?
Oh, what you know, Carleen? Don't you know, she likes to lend short stories to independent publications outside of her normal novels to help support young writers and causes. She sends out a load of short stories every month to different zines, like mine, or the progressive non-profit zine that donates to protecting and supporting trans youth, or that one about animal rights, and that one highlighting violence against women. She likes to use her status and privileges to amplify local and national voices and better highlight contemporary issues facing the country. She's a very lovely lady. More people pick up these magazines if they know there's a bit of show rack literature at the back.
I can't fling spam in Porkborough without hitting something Carleen's written in. I'd open a can of frayed bentos and find a fucking sonnet by Shurack there.
Now you make me hungry. Say, Wizard of Oz, that last TikTok wasn't very minty. Have you already licked it?
I apologise, some of those might be MDMA.
Oh, no trouble, mate. I used to do a lot of meow meow back in the day. Say, why's that window talking to me?
Dad, you're tripping balls. Anyway, look, Ray, thanks for the tic-tacs in the chat. Can I email you later? I need to think about this and probably take my dad home before he starts making romantic advances to that lava lamp.
No trouble. Pleasure to meet you both.
Come on, Dad.
Finally. I'm gonna fucking strike that window in a minute. Listen to it, finally.
I'm a fucking window and I'm gonna sing to you. Margaret Thatcher's gonna snatch
Keep that up, you sinister prick, and I'll show you why they call it window pane.
Come on. There you are, Dad. The electric blanket's on, you're in fresh gym jams, and I've got some relaxing whale sounds on. And to your side is a mug of hot herbal tea, a pint of water, and a pint of bitter. I've also turned on your electric diffuser with your favourite scented oil, pork crackling.
Finally. What's the whole cast of Johnny English doing here? Is Mr. Bean gonna steal my kidney? And is that Gary Oldman? He looks like he's undressing me with his eyes. Is Swamp Thing gonna come?
Get some rest, Dad.
Okay, I'll try.
On the bus home, I thought about my situation. Publishers don't want me, but I don't want to post my stuff online. I want to use small-time magazines as that's an easy in, but Carleen has got the monopoly on those. What am I left to do? I can't be like Geraldine's ex. I need to fight for my dreams. Do I swallow my pride and give in to the zine, or do I give up? Or maybe I don't do either. Inspired by Geraldine's past, thought of a new campaign for my stories. I printed out my manuscript in the smallest font I could, printed it out on multiple copies, folded them up, and put them in condom machines in public toilets. That way, when a fella thinks he's going to get lucky, he's going to have more luck than he bargained for. And when he uses the machine, no contraception comes out, but a beautiful little story does instead. Then my stories will be associated with the tantalising thought of potential fornication. I went back to B&Q a few days later to inform Geraldine of what I did. Hey Geraldine, what a gorgeous day it is today.
Oh, well, aren't you a chipper bloody upstart today? The pep in your step is well seasoned. I could do with a pinch of that.
Oh yeah, well, I shared my story like you said about doing, in a sort of anarchist means of sharing. Wait, you seem a bit down in the dumps.
Don't mind me. Just had a bit of a shit few days. Feeling a bit cursed.
What's the matter, Geraldine? You can confide in me.
Well, okay. I like to go on the apps and have a few blokes on the go at once and line up my dates across the month nice and orderly. I'm a modern fucking bitch.
Well, right, yeah.
This week was date number 2, each night with 4 different blokes. That's 4 consecutive second dates. My rule is, first date, kissing only. Oh, third date, raw sex, no fucking Johnny in sight. Pure juice on juice. But second date, the one in the middle, that's always a protected fanny fuck. Well, each night I took the respective fella to a local pub, flirted with him a bit, showed him a bit of collarbone, gave him a couple of double winks. Winking with both eyes at the same time, it doubles the suggestive nature of it. Whisper sweet nothings across the pool table like, oh, I'd love you to put your bowl with your cue in my vag, that kind of lark. Well, it went swimmingly each night until I told the blokes to go fetch a rubber from the toilet machine.
Oh.
Yeah, each time they'd return with this fucking little puzzle instead of a condom. Each said the machine's broken, and all that came out was tiny folded pieces of paper with some indecipherably small writing on it. Either they're fucking liars, or the Protestants have a new campaign. Basically, it fucked the whole mood of the night, because they spent the rest of the evening trying to read the little receipt or whatever it is and completely ignore me and my advances. Even the moments I'd slip my cheeky hand down their socks and play with their ankle bones in their boat shoes. Either way, a fucking tough week. Anyway, how did you end up sharing round your storybook then?
Fuck, I'd ruined Geraldine's week. Brought me a small bit of joy to hear she hadn't shagged some other lucky guys, but I didn't like seeing her sad, and I didn't know how to get out of this situation. Well, I used the internet.
Oh, welcome to the modern age, Finn. You should really do some surfing on the web. It's proper class. Check out a fabulous website I found called XXX Hamster. Oh, and you can order fucking Bovril straight to your door these days. It's amazing. Oh, you've cheered me right up thinking about that. I'm going to have a celebratory ciggy.
Oh, but you've already got one lit in your mouth.
That's my I'm sad ciggy I've still got to finish, but nothing wrong with them overlapping. But yeah, thanks finally. You're a sweet little fuck.
I'm just happy to help. I promptly left the loading bay, riddled with guilt and disappointment. Not only had I ruined Geraldine's 4 consecutive evenings, but my story-sharing technique didn't even work. I need to be more like Carleen. She's got it figured out. Anyway, diary, another busted day for me. Gonna hit the hay on the fold-out now, but I'll leave you with my favourite scene from the manuscript that I printed out in the condom machines. A sci-fi little number about the prince of a strange alien land in command of a battalion. A rival alien army is on its way to try and conquer, so he needs to come up with a new battle plan. He turns to his sex-powered war robot to concoct one. Hopefully, the bad taste I've left in my mouth washes away tomorrow. But yeah, good night.
Your Highness, the Gorblanxians are headed right for us. We need a battle plan quick. We must be prepared.
Thank you, Squire. Please leave me to work on the stratagem.
Right-ho.
The prince's right-hand man fled the war room.
He's gone. Now, Warbot 69, tell me what our options are.
The prince turned to the quiet automaton and pressed in its power buttons located where human nipples would normally be.
Critical battery percentage,
The automaton informed.
Ah, not this time. The Gorblanxians are right there.
The prince cranked the warbot's arm, extending its power node, a phallic protrusion from the robot's crotch.
My, we have little time. Get into power overdrive position.
Warbot 69 fell backwards, catching itself with its arms, creating an arch shape with its body. The prince stood on its knees, facing away from it and lowering his lunar pantaloons.
critical battery percentage, total shutdown imminent, apply kinetic recharging energy.
Come on!
Yelled the prince. He squatted carefully and felt the metallic tip of the automacock breach his lower brown entrance.
Wake up!
Shutdown in 10.
The prince propelled
9,
his regal arse
8,
up and down the great
7,
bronze knobby of this
6,
robo-arch, a
5,
full 30 inches
4,
going up and down,
3,
scrambling his innards.
2,
You've got this.
1. Powering back up.
The prince did it. He felt the war strategy data enter his brain from the tip of the android prick through his body and into his central nervous system. He unlatched himself from the robot and walked to the window overlooking his city and what would soon become a battlefield. But now he knew how to order his men. The prince then felt something unlike anything he's felt before. A drip, drip, drip. Hitting the back of his leg, he patted it with his finger and realized it was coming from his body, from his arsehole. He inspected it. It was oil. The prince turned to Warbot 69.
Warbot, what is this? Are you bleeding from your power node? Are you okay?
Prince Orgastrisk. No, I'm fine. You saved me.
Then explain this, WB. What is it? Your node is still dripping.
Your Highness, it's cum. It's robot cum from my cock. You just rode my knob until I came.
But, the battle strategy. You sent me that via the node. You shouldn't be leaking.
Don't you see, Prince Orgastrisk? The strategy came from you, from your mind. I'm not programmed for that. You've just been using my cock like that because you think that's the only way you're going to think of a plan. You're a good leader.
But I've done that countless times and you've never jismed oil before.
Prince, I've been holding it in. I couldn't let you know the truth in case you didn't trust yourself enough. Fucking hell, though, I was blueballing like a little bitch.
The prince realized that his father was wrong about him, that he could lead an army without robot consultancy.
Hey, Prince, was that good for you?
Huh?
The riding my big metal cock, was it good for you? Did you know, did you, finish?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you like to cuddle?
I've actually got a battle to go to. See ya.
And the prince ran to lead his men to what he believed would be victory. Robot cum still dripping from his arse. End of chapter.